Have you ever done one this late?
I don't know.
It's 8:45.
It's not that late. Welcome to
midnight to some old people.
It's episode 53, Close Encounters of the Funny Kind. You all right? We're going a little late here. First night of well, I guess not the first night. Saturday. Kids are out of school finally, so
we're letting them play. Actually, be summer kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're gonna be summer kids all summer, but I woke up at the things have shifted a little bit. Sam is now sleeping through the night. However,
let's not get shit twisted. I slept for one night.
Okay.
One night I slept through
okay.
it. So
right.
don't
throttle back a little bit. Goodness.
Don't twist it.
Jesus.
Shit has not flipped.
Anyway, I've started waking up now at like 5 a.m., 4:30, just randomly, just jolted awake every night. So I don't know. Hopefully this is a timeline shift, and I'm about to get like some good stuff going on.
I don't know, because Tuesday night was horrific for me. I woke up 4 times in a panic. There was 2 times I woke up where you were patting me to like settle down, which you don't remember. But like you were like doing this, like you're fine.
Like,
you're
hey,
fine.
wake up, you're fine.
Yeah, like you were waking me up. There's about 4 episodes of that. Tuesday night or Wednesday night?
I don't remember that. Night terrors are fun, so that's cool.
Well, you saw the thing I sent you, right? It said the people you envision in your dreams are not people you know. It's actually the ghosts that are watching over you.
It says if you can see their faces.
If you can see the faces of the people in your dreams and they're not the people you know, it's the ghosts that are haunting you.
Yeah, which most of my dreams I don't really remember or see anything.
I see a lot of faces in my dreams.
Oh, all right, creeper. All right, I got a beer. This was in our pack that I bought.
We gonna talk shit?
You just hush over there. I bought. This is Scout Dog 44 by Veterans United. It says ale amber, even though I think it's black, but it's 5.4%. So I bought like the 6-pack of just various beers. So the other night, like we bought them. I said, well, we'll just drink one a week when we do the podcast. And so they're like, oh, okay, great idea. So
I didn't touch any other beer, by the way.
Shush! So I walk outside. Sam's cracked one of these open. She's just drinking it. And I was like, what are you doing? That's for the podcast. And she's like, oh, I've already had this one. And I was like, well, I haven't had it. Did not matter. She didn't care. So I tasted it, and I was like, this is the most delicious beer I've ever had, and you almost robbed me of it. It was so good. So I was like, I went and bought, so we got a 6er.
So a 6-pack is $11.36.
So expensive. You got to drink them. But I went and bought them, and I was,
you can have the whole one.
Yeah, was I going to share?
Wow.
But yeah.
I think I've had every Veterans United beer there is.
Yeah, I was like, well, bro, like, so I'll say this: if you've ever had, it's not a great point.
It's like a coffee chocolate beer. Like it's.
If you've ever had Guinness, it's like if Guinness had a light version. So, and it even says, I was like, it kind of tastes like chocolate a little bit. That's what it says. Mm-hmm. It says
it's right there.
Amber ale that unleashes flavorful notes of rich biscuit, chocolate, and light caramel. That's what it tastes like. I'm like, this is what chocolate milk would taste like if it had alcohol in it. I'm like, this is amazing. This is the best beer I've ever had. Price-wise, it does get outweighed by Miller Lite, obviously, because I can't afford $12 for a 6-pack.
So, like, the Buzzin' Bee and the
It's
Raging
so
Blonde, like,
but it's
they have good beer.
Veterans United making some good stuff here in Jacksonville.
Veterans United.
And
Let us know if we can come do a tour live.
We should contact them.
We would totally come do it.
I don't even like craft beers. Like anything else I've been to, I'm like, oh, these are terrible. Everything Veterans United I've drank, I've liked. Like the last couple we've done.
He doesn't like Wicked Barley.
No,
nothing at Wicked Barley.
We got like one of those flights, and I was like, none of these are even drinkable. Like, this is, like, hard. But these are good. I'm going to let that settle down for a second. We talked about this. I want to dive into it before we get too far into it.
Yeah, okay. By the way, I'm not talking tonight. I'm tired. I haven't showered. It's 9 o'clock at night. Please.
They're...
Protein shakes?
Please stay over there and don't be in my grill. All right.
Turn by the things you...
Josh! This guy, what made me think about this, I wanted to kind of do an episode for a while, but there was a guy on Joe Rogan's podcast the other day. He had, I think his name's Hal. I want to pull it up because I don't want to mess it up. Hang on. Of course it's loading. This is, where's his name? Hang on. Rogan puts out so many, like he just bangs out like
this
like
is
the 20th,
podcast.
21st, 22nd. Like he just churns them out, dude. How put off. Okay, so this guy basically said that he was a physicist who was doing experiments and different stuff back, 20, 30 years ago. Actually, I say 20 or 30 years ago, but it's probably 30 or 40 years ago because he's an older guy. But he was doing experiments and got roped into doing some experiments on remote viewing. Okay?
Yeah.
So basically, they bring in these scientists, and it's Ingo Swan, which I have heard his name before in other podcasts and stuff. Like, he's been, like, all these, like, anytime they talk about remote viewing, they talk about this guy. So basically, where he can, they call it astral projection, where he can shut down and project his mind to somewhere else and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. In the past, in the future, currently, like, it's wild, okay? So they tested him on it, okay? They put like a box, and this is on the Rogan podcast, the guy I was talking about. They said that they put basically it's a sealed box in there that there's no way for him to see it. It's like multiple layers, like it's not something he could like look in or whatever. And they would test him on like, well, what's in the box? What's in here? And he was right a lot of the times. Okay. They even said there was one, which I can't remember if it was on Rogan's or another podcast that I heard, but they asked him, well, what's in there? And he said, nothing, I can't see anything. And then the guy was like, oh, that's unfortunate. He goes, well no, the light bulb's burned out. And they opened it up and the light bulb had burned out. And this is like sealed. It's not like a cardboard box. No. I mean, it's something he's not supposed to be able to see yet. And then they progressed it to like the guy in the podcast said, well, can you project? The guy Ingo said, well, let me just project. Give me coordinates, and I can just project there and tell you what I see. And they were like, oh shit, you can do that. So they gave him coordinates and stuff, and I mean, actually, he could project and see. Like, they ended up using it for, like, government stuff to spy on the Soviets and stuff.
Okay.
Okay? You can Google this. If you look up, like, CIA documents on remote viewing, it pulls up some crazy stuff. Like, link after link after link of declassified stuff this is legit. Like, they looked into this for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't, like, something they were just like, oh, okay, neat, Like, this actually got researched. Jimmy Carter, I think I told you about this, the president, like ex-president, they asked him something about aliens. Said, it was on a talk show. It was like, did you ever see anything or no? Did you ever find anything out? And he brought this up. He said, well, I actually did see something kind of interesting. It was basically, I think it was a spy plane that had gone down overseas, somewhere where it wasn't supposed to be. And it had a bunch of advanced equipment and all this stuff on it. They couldn't find it. I want to say it was in Africa or something, on the way somewhere, whatever. They couldn't find it. The government's freaking out. So the CIA contacted the guy Hal and his buddy Ingo that could remote view and said, we want to see if you can find this airplane. What the hell? So he gave them coordinates within... They said it was within a couple miles and found the plane. Like, he was able to fly. They're like, there's no way. The whole world.
Yeah.
They didn't tell him, like, we think it's at. They just said, we don't know where it's at. Can you, and he located it. And there's been some like other like this is Jimmy Carter. This is the ex-president. He says the craziest thing. Like I was like, he did what? Like when they briefed him on it. Jimmy Carter got in trouble a little bit for it because he wasn't supposed to be talking about it. But it's wild.
But this person can't find like missing people.
No, he can. That's the stuff like they. Let me pull up the thing. I was reading some stuff on this guy. It's wild. Like the stuff.
So why don't we use him to claim all these missing kids?
Well, I mean, I think he'd be busy.
Or
let's see. Oh, here's something that came up. What did he die from? Let's see.
Oh, he died?
Of course he did. Said he died in 2011 at the age of 83 from natural causes. So it wasn't like anything crazy.
Oh, yeah. Natural causes. Lethal injection.
It was 83. I mean, that was... Let's see.
Well, how convenient was that?
He's 83, sweetie.
I can't tell any stories. Dead men tells no tales.
Well, he told a bunch of stories. And this just pulled up on Google. It says in 1978, Ingo was involved in remote viewing experiments established by the U.S. Army and the CIA in collaboration with Stanford Research Institute. It was codenamed Project Stargate, which later became the basis for the movie The Men Who Stare at Goats with George Clooney and Jeff Bridges. You remember? I don't think I ever saw that one. I want. If it is Ingo, I don't want to misquote this. Because I want to look this up, bro.
I haven't burped lately.
I know you've been kind of holding off.
I'm holding back, guys. Trust me.
Oh, this was the other. This is what it was. They said that Ingo Swan, they were trying to prove that he could do it, and they said we want you to project to it was Jupiter and its surrounding moons, and just see what's there. And he said, well, like the thing that I think it was on Rogan's thing, but he said, I don't want to do that. If it's something that can't be verified, like what's the point? I could say whatever I want. And they said, well, we have a satellite.
I think it's in a burp.
Get it together. They said they had one of the satellites or whatever or probe was going by in the next few months. They said we'll be able to verify it. So he said around Jupiter there was a ring around Jupiter.
Yeah.
Okay, and they said, well, the thing went by, said there's no ring. Well, I forget what the timeline, but like 10 years later or whatever it was, a more advanced probe went by, and there was a ring that was captured. Like it's tiny. It's not like Saturn. You know how Saturn has that giant. This was more fine. Like it wasn't as big, but it's kind of wild that they were able to pick it up. Sweetie, do you need to go to sleep? That's like 8 yawns. We're gonna get a yawn tracker up here. Chalk them up.
So if I'm not burping, I'm yawning.
I guess we're doing a yawn tracker. We're gonna start doing these a little bit earlier. It's past your bedtime, isn't it? Little baby Angel's a little bit sleepy. A little bit sleepy. Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's time to be tucked in.
So blanket.
Anyway, I want to ask you this: what do you think about remote viewing? Is it possible? Yes or no?
Oh, for sure.
Like psychics. I mean, I know not and I'll say this: not all the fortune tellers and all that. But do you think people have like psychic ability where they could not necessarily read your mind, but people have some kind of intuition or something on that level? Do you think people like that are real?
I mean, I think they can give you signs and tell you what to look for, but they cannot predict that in 2 years you're gonna have a baby, in 3 years you're gonna do this, in 4 years, like I don't think that's a thing.
What do you think about this guy? I mean, they tested this. This is the CIA funded this for like 30 years and brought in other people and stuff because it was working.
I think you can give someone can give someone else a path of what could happen. But I don't think you can detail what's going to happen.
You don't think the astral projection, like where you can see? Because I mean, like the other thing is they gave him coordinates to like Soviet bases and stuff.
Well, if that was the case, then they should have used him to find a lot of missing people.
Well, there was one thing. If it's him, because I watched quite a few things on this the last couple weeks, kind of leading up to it. I'm pretty sure it was, but there was. If it was him, there was a guy that he said that the Soviets were working on a new submarine. It's this giant submarine, and it's massive. It's the biggest submarine there's been. He drew a picture of it. It was something weird with like the missiles or something, the way they said they shoot out of the top, and he drew like a diagram of it. Well, a couple months later, they found it, like through satellites or whatever, and they were like, holy shit, this is the... And there was something, if you Google... astral projection, Soviet sub, it'll come up. But they had his picture and then had the actual sub and what it looked like. It is wild stuff. So like when stuff like that happens, it's wild to me. The government's like, let's see what else he can do. Like they aren't like, that's bullshit. Like, if we're going to lay out a deck of cards. What's this card? And you're like, that's a 7 of spades. And you flip it over, it's a 7 of spades. You're like, what else can he do? Like, because like they're like, we have an unlimited budget and we can do whatever the hell we want. Like we can get creative with this. Like, all right, well, it's like a new toy. Like, let's play with this. Like, ooh, go see what he's doing. Go look in on this guy. They start doing shit like that. It's just crazy to think that people can do that. Like, if that's, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was wild, but I pulled up some of the CIA documents, and I was like, holy shit, there is a lot of stuff here. This is CIA.gov.
Oh my God, you actually know how to use your phone.
Yeah, like, look, I mean, this is analysis and assessment of the gateway process. I mean, and it's wild, all the stuff that's online now because of all the declassifications stuff. I mean... Like, look, they've got diagrams. This is a 29-page document.
Wait.
It's like diagramming the brain.
Isn't JFK declassified now?
A lot of it. So Biden actually passed something.
You're talking about stuff that has been...
Yeah. So they had passed something where it was all supposed to be released. But they came out and said that COVID has delayed it. Okay, well, it's been... The bill got passed shortly after the JFK movie. That was what sparked...
Which one?
JFK. Oh. Yeah. It got sparked with all of that because everyone had questions and stuff. So Biden passed something basically saying that the CIA now has control and they can determine when to release the information. So... if the CIA did it, they're never going to release that information. And it's also, at this point, there's not a document in these classified documents that said, we sent Jimmy from, the sniper unit over to do it. Like, those documents have long been destroyed, if there even were documents. Stuff like that's just discussed. I mean, they just say, get 3 of your best men, go to Dallas. Like, there is no, like, paper trail, even back then. They didn't, let's type up a memo and shoot it over to him. Like, of course they didn't have that.
Sometimes my best conversations are the verbal ones in the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's how, especially back then, I mean, they didn't even have email, text, fax, none of that. I mean, I mean, maybe a phone call, but if it was bugged, but even stuff like that, they were smart enough to know not to do that. So most people, the common consensus is that it was a combination of the CIA and or the FBI that did it, because he was trying to basically defund and get rid of the CIA, and they just said, yeah, that's not going to happen. And Hoover was over the FBI, and he didn't like him, and Hoover was tied in with the mob, and the mob didn't like him. So it's basically like they think, I mean, there's multiple people that could have been involved, but the government knew about it and was involved. And that was the thing that Trump said. Because they asked Trump about it. Somebody said, do you know what happened with JFK or whatever? And he said if you had seen what I had seen, you wouldn't want it released either, because if it is our government, it would cause a massive, like, people go, well, what's the big deal if they're all dead? Because we would want to immediately eliminate the CIA. They would need to be removed.
Just gonna throw this out there. I'm not throwing us off track. But 9/11.
Well, that's
we actually knew the truth.
That's, I mean,
throw
that's what
us all off.
God.
Just saying.
So I've put this off and put this off, but I've saved so many different clips and stuff about the frickin', like, people, like, talking about the bombs going off in the buildings.
I'll say this.
And,
all right,
like,
listen, we all know I drink and I burp and do all of this and whatnot. But the night that we fully discussed 9/11, I will be 100% sober, because it is something I hold dear to my heart. I wrote my senior thesis on terrorism and 9/11, because the day that 9/11 happened is the day I had to pick my thesis.
Yeah.
And I picked it on terrorism and politics. So, like, and it's somewhere in this house, somewhere, maybe in the attic or whatever. But I have original newspapers and magazines from what happened that day. So, yeah. I'm ready to discuss it, but I won't discuss it inebriated. Like, I'll discuss it. Like,
I've been putting it off out of respect for all the people. I mean, because there were a lot of people that died obviously innocently, but I full-heartedly think that the government had a hand in it, whether they were involved in it
the more
or knew about it.
And I read nowadays, I believe.
The stuff with, I mean, the Pentagon and that wasn't a plane. It was a fucking missile that hit the side. There's no wreckage.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make any sense. There's no plane wreckage. And people go, how do you know? Were you there? I'm like, no, but I've looked at a shitload of pictures of it and I can't find any plane wreckage. Where is it? Did the plane disintegrate? I don't understand. Where's the landing gear? The giant tires? Where's the engine? If you look at any other wreckage of a plane crash, that's the biggest smoking gun to it, is that there's no wreckage at the Pentagon. There's none.
So
where? Even the one in the field that they shot down.
Oh, don't get me started on that one.
The pictures of that field where they shot it down. When you have to dive deep and really look for them, because there's not very many pictures of it. There's no plane wreckage. Look up plane crash, any other plane crash in a field. There's wreckage strewn everywhere. Just seats and fucking suitcases and landing gear and engines. It's everywhere. Pieces of the plane.
Engines do not just...
They don't melt.
Engines do not just disintegrate. They are there. Doesn't matter how big the bomb...
Don't get barked at. You're working me up. I can understand if you say 9/11, we couldn't find the plane. Okay, that's fine. Flew into a building, the building collapsed. Okay, assuming I could buy that, which I don't buy the plane. We're getting into a 9/11 thing here. I gotta derail it. But a plane crashing in a field leaving no debris, and a plane crashing into a building, the Pentagon, leaving no debris, is impossible. Those are if you want to dive into it, explain those two things to me, and then we can start to talk. Because once you get past that, it's like, I want to say one more thing and then we'll move on, because this is turning into a 9/11 episode. The other piece is that there were multiple other buildings around New York.
Twin Towers.
Yeah, that collapsed. That weren't hit by planes. They just collapsed. They were on fire. High-rise buildings made of metal and stuff don't just collapse because they caught on fire. There were buildings built in the 1930s that caught on fire and burned for days, and they did not burn up. Just 40 stories just on fire, did not collapse.
We see you, Hillary. We see you.
I'll settle down.
All right, how about this? In a couple of weeks, we don't have kids.
Are we getting rid of them? Where are they going?
They're just not going to be here now. It's going to be somewhere else.
Want to do like a long 9/11 episode?
Why don't we do that?
We could. We got to stay calm, though. We got to stay calm.
Listen to this, guys. Stay focused. Father's Day weekend. That's Saturday.
That's next weekend. Or the weekend after.
The weekend after when we come back.
Okay.
There are no kids here. We won't be stressed out and have to drink.
We'll dive into it. I gotta. Yeah.
We will research between now and then.
Yeah,
that'll be our 9/11.
Maybe we could go long, and maybe we could do a live one and stuff like that.
We can go long,
all right.
and we can go early.
I got a couple other things to show you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, these are kind of
stay tuned, guys.
These are kind of silly things.
Okay.
I'll kind of keep it on a lighter note. I don't know if you saw this, but I saved it. Sydney Sweeney is selling her personal bathwater in soap. I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't want to bathe in anyone else's shit.
Well, it's Sydney Sweeney, so people are like all of, you know.
You said she was ugly as fuck.
I didn't say she was ugly as fuck. I said she's meh. I'll say this. I want to speak.
I'm sorry. What?
What?
She's not ugly as fuck.
No. If you're gonna be drunk jealous girl, we cannot do this. Okay. I'm trying to have a conversation here.
I've
said this. Sydney Sweeney is pretty for a girl that you see at Chick-fil-A. Okay? Like, oh, well, she's pretty. She's not pretty for an international movie star. Okay? Like what's the girl from Wall Street? Margaret Robbie. She's hands down just way better looking. Okay? What are you doing?
Just brush on my hair to the front.
What?
I don't know, it look pretty. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, people are like, oh my god, like I would drink her bathwater. I'm like, she's okay. She looks
clear.
like
No one should be drinking anyone's bathwater. But that's fucking
my point. I'm not doubting. Like she's definitely pretty, but like for like prime Megan Fox, and don't get start, but like prime Megan Fox, prime Scarlett Johansson, prime Angelina Jolie. Like let's dial down the what's her name? Sweeney. Like, okay, she's okay. Like,
I would not want a bath.
It's made out of soap. The soap is made from her bath water.
Was she in it? Like,
that's what they say.
Utterly disgusting. That's what they say.
She's capitalizing. All right, next thing. Moving on. I'm hitting you with quick ones here. This is. Do you remember the movie Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser?
Yep.
Where he lived underground in the bunker.
And the baseball cards.
This is a house that was like that. I found this. So it says,
up.
I'm going to post pictures in here. Cold War era bunker measuring around 5,000 square feet.
5,000 square feet?
Yeah, this is big. Located beneath a suburban home in Las Vegas built in 78. So this, I don't know if the movie was based off of this, but look at this. So this straight up has like a pool.
So you just walk around outside thinking you're outside.
I'm assuming the movie is based on this. Because it has like outdoor, has turf, a pool. This is
nicer than our house.
This is the most awesome basement or whatever you want to call this. Is that a stripper ball? Ooh.
It sure as fuck
And there's a disco ball up there. This is crazy.
Oh, shit.
Like...
Was it Grotto.
Like, it's like... This is wild to be under somebody's house. So I'll post the pictures in there. But I just thought... It Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser. Like, I always thought that was a cool movie. But this is wild.
So if I could buckle down... I hate doing research. There's a reason why I didn't do good in school. But... you saw the Hugh Hefner... Well, you didn't see it because we watch everything together. Did you hear about the Hugh Hefner Playboy reality thing?
I mean, I know there was a show.
Yeah.
With the girls.
Did you watch it?
With the three girls, yeah.
No, not the actual reality one. Like the true story one.
I don't know.
I'm dating myself back to MTV, like True Stories. Never mind.
That was a good story. Thanks for dropping in with that.
Just take that out.
Huh?
Take that out.
You did a great job. Maybe just bring it. If you could just save the link or something and shoot it to me, we could look at it or something.
I'll tell you about it when I see it.
Okay.
But there's the whole thing, and we'll talk about it in a couple weeks.
We can talk about it. I got a couple other things here, but I don't know. It's more related to other stuff, so we'll kind of dive. Like I've been trying to save some stuff, so we just got some different stuff to talk about. I have kicked around the idea of us getting like a weekly clip of somebody getting hurt. I don't know what you would think about that, like people doing like mountain bike stuff or falling
someone else getting hurt.
Yeah,
not me?
No, not you. No,
okay.
I started following a page. It's something like people falling from heights or something, and these people fall, and I'm just like, it's one of those where you watch it and you're like, oh, there it is, and they slide off like they're rock climbing and shit or mountain biking, and they just go off these like massive jumps, and I don't know. You want to watch a couple?
Yeah.
You want to see? All right. Well, I mean, we're
like right now.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll see what I can find. We're kicking it around, trying to. Huh? We can wrap it up. Let me find one.
It's okay.
Let me see if I can find it. Probably not. It's not going to come up. Oh no, not the pickles. Fuck, I can't find it. Wait. Oh no. Are you okay over there? There it is. Alright, there we go. Let's see. See if I can find a good one here. Ooh, so many choices. Like I jumped though. Fuck that. Yeah, that's lame. These are like, yeah, I don't care if you have a parachute. I want like accidents or people get hurt. Like this is not it. I'll have to find it. These are like, some of them are like this, like, yeah. I mean, it's different stuff like that. I don't know if this is the page or not. I'll have to look through and see if I can save it once one pops up this week. But there's been like some good ones where it's like people like, like people doing mountain bike stuff where they're on like a trail in the woods and they flip over the handlebars and shit. You're just like, oh my God, just is everything broken, or are you alive, or no?
Yeah.
All right.
Not for me.
Well, I'll start tagging you in them so you can watch them.
Oh, I love watching people fall down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up. We'll work on some more conspiracy stuff. I do.
Next weekend we'll be at the beach house on location.
Yeah. And we go live.
Yeah.
Live from the beach house. Summer. Whoop whoop. I'm gonna get my. That was loud. I wonder if the mic picked that up.
Oh my God.
You good?
No, I didn't do it.
Here, see if it'll do mine. Ready? Nope. I'm not gonna do it. I'm old. No.
All right. Good night.
Later, guys.